Hello aspirants, welcome to Vishnu IAS Academy. Today we'll discuss some of the most important and fascinating current affairs, or let's say important things in the news. Let's begin with a important drug invention. So if you see, most of the people, especially in India, 24% of women and 23% of men are suffering with obesity. So now recently a Danish company has newly invented this Wegovy drug, which aids, which we can mitigate, through which we can, if you consume, it will mitigate in weight loss. So let's discuss about it. So let's discuss about it. So if you see, Wegovy is a drug which is used in weight loss. Why? Weight loss is nothing but obesity. Obesity is very concerned in India because we see, according to a study, by 2035, nearly half of the persons or people in the whole world will be obese. That's what the concern is. If you see obesity not only leads to type 2 diabetes, there is a chance of getting more heart attacks and even cancers also. That's why obesity, we have to decrease the obesity, and weight loss is the most promising thing we are facing now. So if you see, a Danish company or Novo Nordisk is a company which invented this Wegovy drug. We'll see some of the important things about this drug. So in this video, we'll learn about Wegovy drug and mechanism, and what is GLP, it's again hormone, and availability and benefits, and what are the other drugs also we have in the market. And coming to first Wegovy, as I said, it is by Danish company Novo Nordisk. It's a highly anticipated drug because it aids weight loss. That's why, because it's a concern, right? And this is, obesity is a challenge, and now Wegovy is addressing it. And next we see, understanding this semaglutide. What is this semaglutide? As we know, semaglutide is the main drug which aids this obesity, which decreases the chance of obesity or which aids weight loss. So if you see, it's an active ingredient. So Wegovy is the brand name, right? And this semaglutide is the main medicine inside it. So how it do all the things, how it acts on a human body, if you ask me. So whenever we feel hungry, we'll have the food, right? So if you consume this semaglutide, what it says, without consuming food, it sends signal to brain saying that I am full, so I don't need any kind of food now. So in that way, semaglutide helps in sending signals to the brain. So this what is the mechanism. So by using this glucagon, it's a peptide, nothing but a GLP-1. It's also a natural hormone. It sends signal to the brain saying I'm full, so we'll not consume food. So that way it leads to the weight loss. And this drug should be taken as an injection. It's an injection per week. So it's a completely and full with the injection, not a bottle. It's an injection which is kind of an insulin kind of small injection. If you take it per week, that's it. And if you come, what is this GLP? I told you, it's a hormone. So it's an intestinal hormone. So as I said, it sends signal to the brain, reducing appetite. So semaglutide, it effectively manages the weight loss. That's what we can see even here also. This is the intestine. This we can see GLP over here. Once if you consume it as an injection, then it sends brain signal, I'm done. Then weekly doses I said. So injection format, it's a pre-filled injection like a pen. If you start taking it, it will go and it will form as it will release peptides in your stomach, and by which it will send to the signal to the brain, and it's a weekly dosage. And India, if you see, it is now accessible in whole part of India and to the eligible people. Then who are eligible? All the persons, including even children above 12 years age, can happily take this drug. So if you see, you can see obesity, how he is suffering with the obesity. So in order to become thin, in order to become, first of all, if you see this person, you can see one more thing, like whether we have any side effects due to obesity. Yes, of course, if we are obese, we will become eventually lethargic, and there are a lot of chances of getting type 2 diabetes, as I said before, cancers, and even other things also. So that's why the benefits of patients after taking this drug would be sustained weight loss, eventual slowly decreasing the body weight, because suddenly drop in the weight also, it's again bad. And metabolic health. See, once if you are not obese, eventually our metabolic rate would be high. That's what. Then that eventually is a quality of life, and it is like only once in a week. And it is a nice option for all the people who are suffering with the obesity. And if you see suppose if you have a new discovery, like we new invention or discovery, we'll say that new inventions will compare with the old inventions also, right? So now compare this Wegovy with the already player in a market. There is a Mounjaro, is a drug which contains tirzepatide, and this Wegovy contains semaglutide. So what are the comparison? If you see, both acts in the same way, but if you see Wegovy, it mimics GLP, is a hormone, as I said, to suppress appetite. And if you see this Mounjaro, which contains tirzepatide, so it acts for both GLP and GIP. GIP is a polypeptide in our gastric system. So though both the medicines acts in the similar manner, but this is top for obesity because FDA has given approval for both, but Wegovy FDA has given for obesity, whereas this Mounjaro, it has given only for to reduce chances of type 2 diabetes. So in order to decrease type 2 diabetes, the person should first lose his weight. So that's why FDA has approved this tirzepatide for type 2 diabetes, and this Wegovy is for appetite. So for weight loss, this is the recommended drug. And coming to the next thing, so future. So in India, as I said, we are facing lot of problem with the obesity. We are going there, here, walking, jogging, gym, keto diet, so on, so these things can be easily managed now with the administration of these drug. So in the future, innovative solutions, it plays an important role. This is our first current affair. And next, coming to the next current affair, it's about India's legacy. It's about India's role in the maritime. So let's see. So India's maritime legacy. So do you think like our maritime is started with the Portuguese or Dutch? No, if you are thinking no, we have all these maritime, all these INSVs, all these shipyards, all this way before. That's what we are seeing now. With a beautiful example, this what maritime. And if you see, India has a very maritime rich history, which uses both naval forces with lot of culture exchanges also. And let's deeply why it is in use is our concern, right? So if you come, there is a INSV Kauninya is a ship which is recently prepared by both Ministry of Culture, Indian Navy and one private organization. Why? Because this is our history, this is our culture. Why? How? Let's see. So ANSV Kaundinya is based on a 5th century CE ship from Ajanta caves. If you see Ajanta caves, we can see lot of murals. Those are paintings on the caves, which indicates this ship, this kind of ship which uses Tankai method. What is this Tankai method? So it's a nothing but you can see all the wooden planks, they are stitched using ropes. So Tankai methods is a way of stitching shipbuilding method which uses wooden planks, so that it is useful for both flexibility and durability. And if you see what are the other trade, like where it is mentioned actually about our maritime. So if you see IVC, which has very good relation with Mesopotamia, so there we can see all the Harappan trades with the Romans, everything. There you can see the importance of maritime. And after the IVC, if you say in Rigvedic period, all the Rigvedic, especially in the later Vedic, we can see all the trade and wealth of the Rigvedic, later period of the Rigvedic is transported to all the Romans or not Greeks and the merchants. That's what there is importance. And if you see, coming to next kingdom, where Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas, like those triparties are very important in South Indian culture. They played very important role in the development of maritime. And if you come to a beautiful Vijayanagara, who ruled our South India, and Bahmani Sultans, they also imported horses from Iran or Iraq to Goa port. That's why maritime is been timely, it's upgrading. They are from IVC to Rigveda, then Southern Kingdoms and Vijayanagara. They are frequently upgrading in order to they become more convenient. And so why this maritime is important? That's a big question, right? Then why this INSV Kaundinya suddenly? Because that is our heritage. We are showing our heritage, our culture to whole world in the maritime. Because maritime is so important. Why? Because it aids in cultural diffusion. How? If you see Buddhism, it has been spread. It started with somewhere Uttar Pradesh and it eventually went to Bhutan, Nepal, Cambodia and Sri Lanka. How? From Tamralipti to Ceylon, nothing but present day Sri Lanka. Through how? Through maritime. How? Through Ashoka. Ashoka sent his children in order to spread Buddhism by using maritime route. That's why for cultural diffusion it's very important. And again, if you see architecture influence, if you see, we have world's largest temple named Angkor Wat in Cambodia. If you see in Angkor Wat, all the influence of Cholas, Pallavas, we can see in the architecture of Angkor Wat. How? Because of this maritime. See, this is the beautiful temple. We can see one view of the temple, which we can see all the Pallavas, Cholas influence with the Gopuras and all. Why? Because of these architectures, all the pillars, they are exported from India to Cambodia. So even architecture influence can be happen with the help of maritime. And this maritime knowledge, if you see deep, where it shows the importance, that's what you have to see. First, if you see Magadhan Navy, they were the first in the world to record naval force. That's what mentioned in where? In Chanakya's Ardhashastra. Because for everything in history, we need evidence, we need sources. That's why our Magadha Navy is shown in the Chanakya's Ardhashastra. See, it's very, it's ancient period, right? And again coming to Rajendra Chola, he belongs to Chola dynasty. That's what even we can see in a Ponniyin Selvan movie also. He conquers Sri Lanka Yes, that's what they showed, right? And even if you see, there is a Vijay Empire, they conquered even Pala. These are all based on what? Naval expeditions. And Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Even today, even our Navy uses all his legacy. That's why if Navy comes into our mind, the person who you have to remember is this great Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Why? He built so many forts. That's what recently we got even a World Heritage list also, right? So out of this Vijay Durga and Sindhu Durga, they increased naval strengths. Suddenly naval strength has become 500 ships. That's what is important. And if you see, all Cholas and Cheras, because in order to ship to move in the sea, we have to know about the ocean currents. What are ocean currents? To which they are related to monsoons. So that way, these all knowledge which Cholas and Cheras have, eventually they had even the knowledge of monsoon also. So that's why we started with the maritime. So by going deep into the maritime, now we have come across even about the monsoons also. And next is some of the diplomatic things related to this maritime. So if you see Meghavarman, he is a Sri Lankan ruler. So he took permission from Samudragupta and he built a beautiful temple at Gaya. Where is Gaya? In Bihar. So by taking so how he come to India? Through again naval. So because of that exchange, and it's a Sailendra dynasty, they performed and they had very good relation with our Pala dynasty. So they have built beautiful monastery by seeking the permission from Pala. So that is the one more nice example we can have. And if you see, because all these things, Kaundinya, everything happened from where? By seeing beautiful mural painting in Ajanta caves. So now if you see Ajanta caves, where we can have all the caves are especially dedicated to Buddhism, we can see beautiful sculptures of Buddha, which depicts our life, culture and religion of Buddhism and Buddha as well. See how beautifully they have done. And if you see, apart from this Buddhism, there are also certain other things also which are depicted in Ajanta, which are related to Buddhism. So if you see, dyeing paints and Persian embassy is a painting of Persian embassy which is related to a Chalukyan period. And if you say Shibi Jataka, we all have studied about Shibi, everything. It's a story. Jataka is a story of who all Buddha stories will be compiled as a Jatakas, and they are beautifully sculptured on the walls of those Ajanta caves. That's Shibi. And Maitriposha Jataka. It's a story of again Buddha which relates with the elephant. So that's also been depicted on the walls of Ajanta caves. Out of those, one of thing is INS Kaundinya. That's why now we have started building and we have completed it and we have deployed at the port of Gujarat, and that INS Kaundinya would be now going from Gujarat to Oman. So what are the key takeaways then? So if you see, by deploying INS Kaundinya, we are now reviving our heritage. And if you see our rich maritime history, in the similar way, our cultural diplomatic impact which we have seen before, and the same way artistic records. So this Ajanta caves, what we have seen through because of INSV Kaundinya in use, we have now more artistic records also. And that's it for today. We have seen two beautiful, important and fantastic news today. For more news of this sort, please like, share, comment our Vishnu IAS Academy channel. Thank you.